Hi, parents. This is Mrs. McMaster, and I am here today to talk a little bit about the essentials for early readers. So, we're thinking about taking all the things that we want our kids to be doing and kind of compiling them into a workout. If you click on the link, this will take you to a Google Doc that is almost a narrative of the things that we want um, our young readers and writers to be doing right now in their homes. And hopefully, this will be helpful for you as you decide what's important and most valuable for you, your family, and your child and your children. Above all, we encourage flexibility and hope that these suggestions will be helpful in streamlining what's essential for you. Some of the recommended materials that we suggest you have on hand are a whiteboard and markers or a notebook for your child, letter tiles or magnetic letters, a basket of books that are familiar and also within your child's range of ability. And if you don't have actual books on hand, you could also just use a device where you can access familiar books and also new books through some of the different websites that our teachers have been pushing out. If you don't have letter tiles or magnetic letters, you could make them using paper, cardboard, an old Trader Joe's bag, and cutting them up and just, using a marker and writing down letters. And that's totally fine. We recommend that you start a reading session by rereading familiar books. So this is truly an early reader's warm-up. You're going to give your child the chance to reread books to you that they like and have read before. And we've put time frames in here because we want to think about this in total as really like 30 minutes of intense time for your child. The first grade teachers have discussed this, and we feel really strongly that if you can provide your child with this level of support for 30 minutes, it might be something where you might look at the other activities that are being presented and you might say, you know what, we did our workout for the day. So, rereading familiar books for 5 minutes is going to be something that's going to help kind of warm up the brain of your child. It doesn't need to be a full reread, but a 5-minute rereading session is beneficial before starting new tasks. It's going to help your child build confidence, work on fluency. It's also an opportunity for you to talk about what's happening in the text, in the books that they have read, and to kind of gauge comprehension. Next up, to start a lesson, we recommend that you work on one sight word. And this is only going to take 2 or 3 minutes. We suggest that parents make this as game-like as possible. Choose words that your child will see in the book they are going to be reading, or choose words that you have noticed your child is struggling with. You can use letter tiles or magnetic tiles to show your child how to build the word that you have selected. There are a bunch of different little games that you can play with this. You might want to play What's Missing, where the adult or teacher builds the word on the whiteboard, and then you take a letter or two away and ask the child to tell you what's missing. You could mix up the letters in the word and have your child build the word. You could also play little games where maybe you race your child to write the word that they are practicing. And again, these are rapid, quick opportunities for your child to get these important sight words into their brains as readers and writers. I recommend that you do not belabor this activity. Spend only 2 or 3 minutes working on one word. Next up, we recommend that you do a little word work prior to reading. So this is going to take about 3 to 5 minutes, and it will require a little planning and prep prior to engaging your child in this activity. The suggestion is to select word patterns to study that your child might encounter in the book that they will read, or choose patterns that you notice your child has been struggling with. Choose a suggested idea to create an opportunity that is similar. So you might want to use magnetic letters to build words that have similar parts. You could practice breaking words up by the first part and the last part. For example, you could break the word smile up into sm-ile. And then you could continue with a few more words that have the same last part, like file, tile, mile, etc. You might want to build simple words and then manipulate the sounds in the words to make new words. For example, you could ask your child to build the word bug and then change the word bug to the word big, and then change the word big to the word fig, etc. You might want to make a list of words that have the same vowel pattern, or contrast words that have the same vowel sounds but different patterns. For example, you could ask your child to explain to you the difference between the words see, seed, and weed, and the words meat and bean, etc. You might also want to use sound boxes to say words slowly and have your child write down the sounds that they hear. This could be simple 3-sound words, or you could use more complex 5 or 6-sound or letter words. WordWork's going to help engage your child and get them thinking about manipulating sounds in words and how they can use a word that they know to help them build upon words that they do not know. The bulk of the time that you spend with your child in this workout is going to be to have them read a new book. So you want to walk through the book with your child prior to reading, talking to them about what they will be reading about and what might happen. This will help your child access meaning and prepare for reading. Point out any new or unfamiliar words that your child might encounter during the reading. While your child reads, our suggestions are to wait before jumping in. Give them time to try to solve their reading problems first. Talk to your child about what's happening in the text. Model your own thinking by sharing. And then praise your child when they fix up mistakes and read fluently. As much as we can, we want to talk to children about the text that they are reading and why things happen, what makes them think what they're thinking, and then having them go back into the text and prove what they know. Writing about reading is something that you can do after your child has read a new text. So you might want to spend 5 minutes having your child just write a few sentences about the books that they have read. So parents, you can help your child compose a message related to the story and provide them a notebook to write it down. Talk first about what they will write and then guide them through the writing process. The image that you see on this slide shows a writing notebook where the top part of the writing page is what we would call the practice page, and the bottom part of the writing page is where the child does the writing. I recommend that parents and teachers really get kids into the habit of always having a place where they can practice words that they're unsure of. So this is a place where they might want to try to spell a word before they go and write it into their actual writing, right on their writing page. It's going to be helpful just in giving kids a chance to problem solve first before writing on their writing page. It's also going to give them the opportunity to try something independently before they ask for help or maybe say, I don't know how to spell this. It's a really simple strategy, but it's very beneficial. For some resources, We recommend that you take a look at some of these screencasts and videos linked here, as well as the literacy resources tab on our Washington School website. The suggested activities that we talked about tonight might work for your family. They might not. Now is the time to honor what is true and best for your own children and let them lead the way. We hope that you consider these opportunities as part of your child's daily reading workout and have fun.